and it's out of play for a Leicester throw. They haven't had a kick of the ball yet. 2 minutes just.
Voice have confirmed the former Chelsea players had surgery and will not return to full fitness until pre-season. A final piece of football news, and more positive this time, and Daniel Farke has not entirely ruled out a surprise return for Germany midfielder Anton Stach in time for Leeds' FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea on Sunday. Stach missed last week's Premier League wins against Manchester United and Wolves after sustaining ankle ligament damage in the recent FA Cup quarter-final at West Ham. It was unclear when Stach would be back available, but Farke says he is days rather than weeks away from returning. Rugby Union in Gloucester have appointed former England dual-code international Joe Tompkins as their defence coach and Leicester coach Brett Deacon as their forwards coach for the 2026-27 season. The news follows the departure of assistant coach Trevor Woodman, who is leaving to join Connacht as the Irish Province's scrum coach. Don Waldock, who is currently defence coach at the Prem Club, will become head of player development as of next season, a new role described in a statement as leading the progression of young players into the first team environment. The changes come following a major restructure to Gloucester's leadership team this spring, which has seen George Skivington return to a head coaching role, Chris Boyd appointed as technical director, and Rob Burgess as general manager. Finally, to golf, and PGA Tour CEO Brian Rowlap says the American circuit is thinking about establishing new pathways to reinstate live golf players amid speculation over the breakaway league's future. Despite only taking over from former PGA Tour CEO Jay Monahan 10 months ago, Rowlap has already made some seismic moves in his new role, including welcoming back Brooks Koepka to the PGA Tour for the new returning member programme 4 years after the five-time major champion elected to join Live Golf. In light of further speculation about Liv's future, Rowlap was questioned during Monday's episode of the Pat McAfee Show on whether the PGA Tour had any defined pathways for players to be reinstated, or whether decisions will be made on a player-to-player basis. And he admitted it was something the organisation were considering, and he stayed open-minded on the situation. That's all for now, we'll have more later. These are your Lady Sports headlines. I'm Jack Ogleby. We start with football, and Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola says the appointment of Marco Rosa to replace him in the summer will leave the club, in his words, in very good hands. The former Borussia Dortmund boss will take over the end of the season when Iraola's contract expires. Rosa has been without a club since he was sacked by RB Leipzig in March 2025 and has not previously managed in England. However, he led Salzburg to 2 Austrian Bundesliga titles and won the German Cup and German Super Cup with Leipzig. He was also one of the candidates considered by Tottenham after the sacking of Thomas Frank in February, and Iraola is confident the club have picked the right candidate to succeed him. Moving on, Nottingham Forest winger Callum Hudson-Odoi has been ruled out for the remainder of the season after having surgery on a leg injury. The 25-year-old came off during Forest Europa League quarter-final second leg victory against Porto last Thursday and missed Sunday's 4-1 Premier League win against Burnley. Forest have confirmed the former Chelsea players had surgery and will not return to full fitness until pre-season. A final piece of football news, and more positive this time, and Daniel Farke has not entirely ruled out a surprise return for Germany midfielder Anton Stach in time for Leeds' FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea on Sunday. Stach missed last week's Premier League wins against Manchester United and Wolves after sustaining ankle ligament damage in the recent FA Cup quarter-final at West Ham. It was unclear when Sk would be back available, but Farkas says he is days rather than weeks away from returning. Rugby Union in Gloucester have appointed former England dual-code international Joe Tompkins as their defence coach and Leicester coach Brett Deacon as their forwards coach for the 2026-27 season. The news follows the departure of assistant coach Trevor Woodman, who is leaving to join Connacht as the Irish Province's scrum coach. Don Waldock, who is currently defence coach at the Prem Club, will become head of player development as of next season, a new role described in a statement as leading the progression of young players into the first team environment. The changes come following a major restructure to Gloucester's leadership team this spring, which has seen George Skivington return to a head coaching role, Chris Boyd appointed as technical director, and Rob Burgess as general manager. Finally, to golf, and PGA Tour CEO Brian Rowlap says the American circuit is thinking about establishing new pathways to reinstate live golf players amid speculation over the breakaway league's future. Despite only taking over from former PGA Tour CEO Jay Monahan 10 months ago, Rowlap has already made some seismic moves in his new role, including welcoming back Brooks Koepka to the PGA Tour for the new returning member programme 4 years after the five-time major champion elected to join Live Golf. In light of further speculation about Liv's future, Rowlap was questioned during Monday's episode of the Pat McAfee Show on whether the PGA Tour had any defined pathways for players to be reinstated or whether decisions will be made on a player-to-player basis, and he admitted it was something the organisation were considering, and he's staying open-minded on the situation. That's all for now, we'll have more later. These are your Lady Sports headlines. I'm Jack Ogleby. We start with football, and Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola says the appointment of Marco Rosa to replace him in the summer will leave the club, in his words, in very good hands. The former Borussia Dortmund boss will take over the end of the season when Iraola's contract expires. Rosa has been without a club since he was sacked by RB Leipzig in March 2025 and has not previously managed in England. However, he led Salzburg to 2 Austrian Bundesliga titles and won the German Cup and German Super Cup with Leipzig. He was also one of the candidates considered by Tottenham after the sacking of Thomas Frank in February, and Iraola is confident the club have picked the right candidate to succeed him. Moving on, Nottingham Forest winger Callum Hudson-Odoi has been ruled out for the remainder of the season after having surgery on a leg injury. The 25-year-old came off during Forest Europa League quarter-final second leg victory against Porto last Thursday and missed Sunday's 4-1 Premier League win against Burnley. Forest have confirmed the former Chelsea player has had surgery and will not return to full fitness until pre-season. A final piece of football news, and more positive this time, and Daniel Farke has not entirely ruled out a surprise return for Germany midfielder Anton Sk in time for Leeds' FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea on Sunday. Sk missed last week's Premier League wins against Manchester United and Wolves after sustaining ankle ligament damage in the recent FA Cup quarter-final at West Ham. It was unclear when Sk would be back available, but Farke says he is days rather than weeks away from returning. Rugby Union in Gloucester have appointed former England dual-code international Joe Tompkins as their defence coach and Leicester coach Brett Deacon as their forwards coach for the 2026-27 season. The news follows the departure of assistant coach Trevor Woodman, who is leaving to join Connacht as the Irish Province's scrum coach. Don Waldock, who is currently defence coach at the Prem Club, will become head of player development as of next season, a new role described in a statement as leading the progression of young players into the first team environment. The changes come following a major restructure to Gloucester's leadership team this spring, which has seen George Skivington return to a head coaching role, Chris Boyd appointed as technical director, and Rob Burgess as general manager. Finally, to golf, and PGA Tour CEO Brian Rowlap says the American circuit is thinking about establishing new pathways to reinstate live golf players amid speculation over the breakaway league's future. Despite only taking over from former PGA Tour CEO Jay Monahan 10 months ago, Rowlap has already made some seismic moves in his new role, including welcoming back Brooks Koepka to the PGA Tour for the new returning member programme 4 years after the five-time major champion elected to join Live Golf. In light of further speculation about Liv's future, Rowlap was questioned during Monday's episode of the Pat McAfee Show on whether the PGA Tour had any defined pathways for players to be reinstated or whether decisions will be made on a player-to-player basis, and he admitted it was something the organisation were considering, and he's staying open-minded on the situation. That's all for now, we'll have more later. These are your Lady Sports headlines. I'm Jack Ogleby. We start with football, and Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola says the appointment of Marco Rosa to replace him in the summer will leave the club, in his words, in very good hands. The former Borussia Dortmund boss will take over the end of the season when Iraola's contract expires. Rosa has been without a club since he was sacked by RB Leipzig in March 2025 and has not previously managed in England. However, he led Salzburg to 2 Austrian Bundesliga titles and won the German Cup and German Super Cup with Leipzig. He was also one of the candidates considered by Tottenham after the sacking of Thomas Frank in February, and Iraola is confident the club have picked the right candidate to succeed him. Moving on, Nottingham Forest winger Callum Hudson-Odoi has been ruled out for the remainder of the season after having surgery on a leg injury. The 25-year-old came off during Forest Europa League quarter-final second leg victory against Porto last Thursday and missed Sunday's 4-1 Premier League win against Burnley. Forest have confirmed the former Chelsea player has had surgery and will not return to full fitness until pre-season. A final piece of football news, and more positive this time, and Daniel Farke has not entirely ruled out a surprise return for Germany midfielder Anton Stach in time for Leeds' FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea on Sunday. Stach missed last week's Premier League wins against Manchester United and Wolves after sustaining ankle ligament damage in the recent FA Cup quarter-final at West Ham. It was unclear when Stach would be back available, but Farke says he is days rather than weeks away from returning. Rugby Union in Gloucester have appointed former England dual-code international Joe Tompkins as their defence coach and Leicester coach Brett Deacon as their forwards coach for the 2026-27 season. The news follows the departure of assistant coach Trevor Woodman, who is leaving to join Connacht as the Irish Province's scrum coach. Don Waldock, who is currently defence coach at the Prem Club, will become head of player development as of next season, a new role described in a statement as leading the progression of young players into the first-team environment. The changes come following a major restructure to Gloucester's leadership team this spring, which has seen George Skivington return to a head coaching role, Chris Boyd appointed as technical director, and Rob Burgess as general manager. Finally, to golf, and PGA Tour CEO Brian Rowlap says the American circuit is thinking about establishing new pathways to reinstate live golf players amid speculation over the breakaway league's future. Despite only taking over from former PGA Tour CEO Jay Monahan 10 months ago, Rowlap has already made some seismic moves in his new role, including welcoming back Brooks Koepka to the PGA Tour for the new returning member programme 4 years after the 5-time major champion.
Then Hove Albion hosting Chelsea in this one for the home side, coming off the back of their 2-2 draw away at Spurs. They name an 11 of Verbruggen in goal. Back for... And we will leave that just there, because we're about to get underway at the Amex Stadium for this Premier League clash. It is Brighton and Hove Albion hosting Chelsea in this one. Well, the home side coming to this off the back of a dramatic draw in the capital at the weekend. They fought back to secure a 2-2 draw away at Tottenham Hotspur, a result that really kind of just summed up Tottenham's season so far. It's a 95th minute leveller from Jorginho Rutter, who has been awarded with that goal with a start tonight against Chelsea, whereas for Chelsea they're coming off the back of a 1-0 loss against Manchester United, a poor loss for them, and another loss, it feels, for Chelsea. They're really poor run of form, 4 successive defeats at the moment without scoring in them as well. So like I said, the form for Chelsea is just so poor. There's worrying signs as well in the sense of no João Pedro or Cole Palmer with them today. Brighton instantly getting on the attack. Hinshelwood's gone down on the edge of the penalty area. Advantage played. Rutter across the face of goal. There's Trevor Chalobah to clear his lines, and it's good work from Chalobah in the end. It's myself, Kieran Graham, alongside Del Rosso to bring you coverage of this one, and fingers crossed, Dale, we get a good game.
Yeah, fingers crossed we get a good game. Obviously it's two teams who could have a chance to go up into that 6th spot after this one. Brighton, if they get the win here today, they can leapfrog Chelsea and pick them for that Europa League spot just behind Liverpool. And obviously Chelsea trying to close that gap between themselves and Champions League football. So plenty on the line in this game, and well, Brighton have started strong.
Yeah, they have, as we now see Mitoma on this left-hand side. He moves the ball into the penalty area, well headed away by Trevor Chalobah again. So a busy start for Trevor Chalobah at the back, being involved a couple of times there. But Brighton come into this with an unbeaten run of 4 in the Premier League, including 3 victories against Sunderland, Liverpool and Burnley. And then, of course, the draw at the weekend against Spurs, which really solidified Spurs being in that relegation zone for now. 2 points behind West Ham after West Ham's draw last night away at Crystal Palace. A bit of a dull affair between those two. It was a good opportunity for West Ham to move away from Tottenham, but Tottenham lives to fight another day, that is for sure. As you see Brighton back in possession again said, the form from Brighton recently for Herzl's side has just been fantastic. There's a ball to the back post. There's Mitoma with a strike. What a save that is from Rob Sanchez. It was so similar to the goal that Mitoma scored at the weekend. It was a looping ball towards the back post. He met it on the volley. It was the same man who crossed it as well, quite clearly something Brighton have been working on, but it's the former Brighton goalkeeper, Rob Sanchez, who makes a big stop, and it goes for a corner.
Yeah, it's a really big save, and he's barking at his defenders there after the fact, and he's got every right to do so. Malo Gusto leaving his mark, and he's completely open. Here's Mitoma on that back post. He's forced to make the save, but it's a brilliant one.
Yeah, it is a very good save. 3 minutes into this game, it's been all Brighton so far. I'll run you through the lineups in a moment, but we now see Pascal Gross whips it in towards the front post, headed away, it falls towards Kadioglu. He goes for goal, and he finds the back of the net, and Chelsea's woeful form at the moment will continue. The defending from that set piece is absolutely terrible. Rob Sanchez is raging with somebody. Dale can unpack it all, but it's Kadioglu. It rolls through to him at the back post, and he taps it home, and it's 1-0 to the Eagles.
Yeah, Kadioglu still had a lot of work to do from that point, but I think it was Fofana on the near post whose job it was to header it away. The ball into the box wasn't a particularly great one. It should have been dealt with by Chelsea. The first header, not a great one though. It is Fofana, and it just falls to Kadioglu on that back post and takes a deflection on the way. It's messy from Chelsea, chaotic, and they've just not dealt with it well at all.
Yeah, they haven't. The Seagulls take the lead in the opening 4 minutes, and it just falls to him. Nobody marking. Takes a slight deflection off Fofana, which takes it away from Rob Sanchez. He's frustrated with his defender, but it's just a reaction move from Fofana. He's definitely far at fault from that, but there's Kadioglu with the finish. What a start to the game from Brighton, who so almost scored moments before that as well. Well, it's a different look for Chelsea today, isn't it? They've changed to a 3 at the back, with a back 3 of Fofana, Hato, and of course Chalobah, whereas it's always been a 4 at the back at Chelsea for a long time, especially under Liam Rosenior. Anyway, and Enzo Fernandez very close towards Liam Delap. It seems he's returned back to the starting 11 after being dropped for 2 games because of disciplinary reasons. But like I said, it's Brighton with the early lead. I can run you through the lineups now. As Verbruggen is in goal, a back 4 of Vijver, Van Heck, Boschkagli and Kadioglu. Midfield 2 of Baliba and Gross, with an attacking trio of Minter, Hinchelwood and Mitoma, and Jorginho Rutter leading the line. Whereas for Chelsea, they have Sanchez in goal, a back 3 of Chalobah, Fofana and Hato. Wing backs of Gusto and Cucurella, with the midfield 2 of Caicedo and Lavia, as Max Vijver puts the ball into the area, well dealt with by another former Brighton man in Caicedo. And then a front 3 of Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto and Delap, as we still see Brighton in possession. There's quite a few former Brighton players, isn't there, in the Chelsea setup. Even the manager used to play for Brighton in Liam Rosenior, but we now see Mitoma coming forwards. That comes off Gusto and trickles out for a corner kick. No, it doesn't. It ends up going for a goal kick, even though Mitoma let it run out of play. He claims it was a corner, but like I said, a lot of former ties to Brighton. You've got the likes of Rob Sanchez, Caicedo, Cucurella, and then Liam Rosenior. And then Liam Rosenior's assistant, of course, Bruno Salter, who used to play for them as well. But a really poor start for Chelsea.
Yeah, they've not been great. I think Brighton have started really well, to their credit, and obviously they've pressed the matter as much as they can when they've been on the ball, forced the corner, and then, I mean, they can only play what they're up against, and Chelsea, up until this point, haven't really fought back all too well. It's just been messy, disorganised, and I know they're away, but you still expect them to come to the stadium with a sense of grit in their teeth that they can close the gap between themselves and Liverpool, but also further the gap between themselves and literally everyone else who's trying to leapfrog them right now.
As you now see the ball going long, Enzo Fernandez doesn't win his header, but he is offside. Dale mentions the sides looking to leapfrog them. Well, Brighton with that victory, of course, do leapfrog at Chelsea. Chelsea drop out of the top 6 as it stands, go 2 points behind Brighton. It's a real battle for that 6th place spot between the likes of Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth, maybe even Everton and Sunderland as well. That's how tight it is for those spots so far. But Brighton do jump up the leapfrog the likes of Bournemouth, Brentford and Chelsea with a victory today. As we now see and turn away onto the left-hand side. It's a nice play from Kadioglu again, who finds Boskagli. 7 minutes in, Chelsea just have not been able to get going. Jorginho Rutter, nice ball towards Mitoma, who wants an option. He turns away from Neto. He's going to drive himself. Mitoma still going, lays it to the edge of the box. Well intercepted by Caicedo, who looks for Enzo Fernandez. Well defended by Van Heck, who's having a great season at the back for Brighton.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's really shown this season that he can step up for Brighton, and they can depend on him. Of course, alongside Boskagli today, but he's shared the pitch with multiple centre-halves all season, and it's really been a big opportunity for him to stake his claim in this Brighton side, and I think he's done just that.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, they'll have a real battle to keep him probably in the summer. We know he's struggled to get to terms with Brighton's board about a new potential contract, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of offers go in for Jan-Paul Van Heck in the summer. As we see for Bruggen, he turns towards the right-hand side and finds Van Heck himself. He's going to look for a clipped long ball in behind, but it's way over hit and into the path of Rob Sanchez, the other end of the pitch. Well, as much as they've been on great form, Brighton, their actual home form as of late isn't the greatest. Only 3 wins in their last 10 matches at the Amex. Drawing 4, losing 3. So that home form definitely going into next season anyway will have to improve if Brighton just want to solidify being a side challenging for Europe every single season. The fact their home form has been so poor and they're sat in 6th is actually really impressive from their point of view. But here's Liam Delap. He gets that rare start in the Premier League because of the absence of João Pedro. Liam Delap gets the better of Boskagli as well, and Kadioglu clears his lines. And that's going to go out of play for a corner kick. No, it isn't. The referee's going to give a free kick against Liam Delap for catching Kadioglu straight after. Seemed a little bit soft. It felt like Kadioglu was playing to win that free kick, but Liam Delap's first real touch of the game.
Yeah, it's his first couple touches, and of course he's just tried to step across the ball and keep it moving. Kadioglu putting his body on the line really to clear it away. I mean, not to say that it shouldn't have been given, but we've certainly seen instances like that where the studs trail down the leg, and I think he's also fortunate they couldn't have gone the other way.
Yeah, exactly. His receiver Bruggen under a bit of pressure from Enzo Fernandez. Of course, it was a big call from Rosinha to drop him for the 2 games that he was just missing for. They definitely did miss him, arguably be one of their better players this season, but because of comments he made about potential future move and his life at Chelsea, he was removed for a couple of fixtures. Whether that was the right decision or not by Liam Rosinha, I think a lot of Chelsea fans disagreed with the manager, who is definitely under a bit of pressure at the moment, but it wouldn't be life at Chelsea as a manager if you're not under pressure, that is for sure. As we now see the ball with Verbruggen, and Brighton this opening 10 minutes has been really solid so far, really comfortable in possession. Pascal Gross has seen a lot of the ball so far. Of course, this is the only Premier League fixture of the night, some really big games in the Championship. West Brom edging closer to safety as they're 1-0 up against Watford. Millwall keeping the pressure on that top 2 race as they are leading against Stoke, and Hull trying to solidify their place in the playoffs as they're defeating Leicester, who look destined to get relegated to League One. Now that is a sad state of affairs for what's going on at that club, as we now see Max Viper in possession, goes all the way back for Bart Verbruggen. He's going to find Viper again, a little trio of Dutch players at the back in Van Heck, Viper and Verbruggen, just passing it around between each other. Pascal Gross then goes in towards Baleba, who was linked with a move in this last summer towards the likes of Manchester United. Hasn't had a great season, Carlos Baleba. Maybe he's not done the Brighton owners any justice for a price tag. As we now see Jorginho Rutter, he goes for goal from the edge of the box, and that's well blocked away. Of course, he scored the big goal on Saturday to level things up against Spurs, and then a sliding challenge from Rutter. The free kick goes against him, and he can't believe it.
No, he can't, and honestly, I'm not too sure. The initial angle we saw made it look like he was very, very guilty. So either he's a really good actor, or he did get a touch on the ball. On that angle, it might have looked like he wrapped his leg around Pedro Neto, but nonetheless, you've essentially gone through your man to get the ball.
Yeah, he definitely got a toe on the ball. It was a case of, did he clip his man just that little bit before? Maybe he did, as we see Caicedo goes across towards Trevor Chalobah. Now it's going to be Uriel Hato, who comes away from Minter, plays it all the way back for Rob Sanchez, who has a ball to the right-hand side for Fofana. He clips it forwards. Liam Delap turns away from Boschkagli. He's still got possession. That's great work from Delap, who finds Gusto. Plays the ball down the line for Pedro Neto, who's having a drive at Kadioglu. Neto cuts inside onto his left boot. Still going himself. He's going to look all the way back towards Wesley for final. Well, they've got a massive game at the weekend as well, do Chelsea. Of course, that FA Cup semi-final at Wembley against Leeds United. That'll be a great fixture between those two bitter rivals meeting at Wembley. Doesn't feel like he's really rested anybody for that game. He knows he's had to go full strength today for what's really available to him. Cole Palmer now a bit of a doubt for that semi-final. I think João Pedro, maybe they're not risking him because he'll be important to that semi-final. But you think the likes of players on the bench, I'd be surprised if any of them on the bench tonight for Chelsea actually start in the semis, barring maybe Garnacho or Andre Santos, as we now see Brighton still in possession. This opening 13 minutes, Dale, has been all Brighton.
Yeah, I think you expect the home side to control the game a little bit more, but I think you also expected Chelsea to come into this game knowing that, yes, Brighton are a good team and they're going to want to hold on to the ball, but realistically you should still be dictating the play and at least applying a heavy press when they're in possession. But it's actually quite the opposite, where Brighton are running straight at Chelsea every time they've got the ball, and Chelsea are almost letting Brighton have comfortable possession, and I think that's why we've seen the game go the way it has in the first 13 minutes.
Yes, we now see Pedro Neto driving forward. He's going to have a run at Kadioglu into towards the penalty area. He then slips as he cuts inside. Now, that kind of just sums it up for Chelsea as of late, doesn't it? And Kadioglu then brilliantly gets away from Gusto and Pedro Neto. Lovely 1-2, and Gusto's just jogging back. That's embarrassing defending from him, and he's still not even got back onto our picture. And this is great play from Brighton. What a move this is. Kadioglu still driving forwards towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's Lavia who gets his foot in. He then gives it away to Rutter, who's on the floor, wins his header. Belieber switches play, and Chelsea just so poor at times in this one already. Van Heck rolls it towards the right hand side for Gross. He whips in. Great ball for the header. Van Heck, it's a big save again from Rob Sanchez, who's raging with some of his outfield players, but that's the confidence. It's not even a set piece, and you've got the Brighton centre-half flying into the penalty area to win his header, and that is just so poor from Chelsea, but great from Kadioglu in the build-up.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant from Kadioglu. He got past, 2, 3, or maybe even 4 Chelsea players, and then Junior Rutter coming in to help out and link up with a couple of passes. I mean, it was absolutely exquisite football from Brighton, and then obviously the confidence as well to just put balls into the box and test Sanchez, who I have to say, if it wasn't for him playing the way he is in the first 15 minutes, this could easily be 2 or 3-0.
Yeah, it really could. He's made 2 big saves already, Rob Sanchez, as we now see this ready to be whipped in. They've gone short, minted towards the edge of the box for Boschkagli, lays it off for Kadioglu. He hangs it up towards the back post. There's Rutter with the header across the face of goal, and it's Rob Sanchez who comes to claim it. Good goalkeeping again from him. Of course, he's a bit of an up-and-down goalkeeper, isn't he? Rob Sanchez can really find it difficult, makes quite a lot of mistakes, but he's had a sharp start to this one. We can't say the same for his teammates. That's a poor tackle from Hinshelwood on Caicedo, who I can't imagine is getting the greatest of receptions. Definitely not Matt Cucurella, that is for sure. He doesn't really get fond welcomes back by the Brighton fan base. As Rob Sanchez is in possession. He plays a forward ball, a risky one into Enzo Fernandez, but his ball around the corner is not well held up by Liam Delap. That's easy for Brighton to come away. Boschkagli towards the right hand side for Minter. He cuts onto his left foot, overruns it. Good work from Uriel Hatter. Rutter then steps in. Great from him. He then opens up, goes for goal. It's a really poor effort from Jorginho Rutter. Puts it over the bar, but Chelsea, they've done it all right at the back. Hatter won the ball off Minter, and then you just got to clear the lines. Just so lethargic in possession. You can't be giving the ball away in your own penalty area.
No, you really can't. It's really poor from Caicedo, and I mean, he's fortunate that Rutter can't put that shot on target. Otherwise, he's forcing Sanchez into a difficult save. But again, even before the Chelsea mistake at the back there, it was too easy for Brighton to unlock that back line and just create passes willy-nilly. The space is so free for Brighton right now.
He's now seen Mats Pfeiffer in possession. He goes across towards Bart Verbruggen, who's now going to go for the left-hand side of Boschkagli. And Boschkagli on the ball. He's going to find Belieber, who's got a little bit ahead of him. He goes towards the left-hand side. Boschkagli back towards Verbruggen. Once again, he's going to assess his options, but there's no one really showing for him for the time being. The pressure is so half-hearted at the moment from Chelsea, really struggling to get a foothold in this game. Really poor from them in the end. 5 shots for Brighton in this match to Chelsea's 0. There's only one win in their last 8 games in the Premier League for Liam Rosenior's side, drawing 2 of them, losing 5. I think if you lose here and then you lose the semi-final at the weekend, I'd be so shocked if Liam Rosenior is still in a job. Maybe that's a little bit harsh as well, and I do feel for Liam Rosenior, but it's just not working at the moment. The players certainly not buying into whatever's going on as Brighton are back on the attack again. Rutter lays it off at Pascal Gross. He takes a touch. He finds Minter, who's in the penalty area, cuts onto his left foot, hangs it up towards the back post. He finds Mitoma, who knocks it down, looking for Hinchelwood. Poor knockdown in the end, easily defended by Fofana. His clearance intercepted by Belieber, then kept in play. No, it isn't. Goes out for throwing. There's just so much more up for it. Brighton, even at 1-0, there's only one team who looks like scoring again.
Yeah, and that is most certainly Brighton. As you said, I mean, it's so easy for them to unlock the defence, and a mistake here from Robert Sanchez. A pass into the box and a clearance off the line from Trevor Chalobah. But what a mistake that could have been from Robert Sanchez, essentially passing it back to Rutter.
Yeah, well, that is awful. And once again, we were just praising Rob Sanchez, weren't we? Well, this is what happens. He's, like I said, such an up-and-down goalkeeper. He's literally proven my point. Definitely not a commentator's curse for once. That's quite nice to see, is to get away with it. It's a really poor effort in the end from Hinchelwood to try and find the back of the net. He has to score. There is no two ways about it. What an opportunity. Such a tame effort, cleared off the line. How on earth Chelsea have got away with that, I'll never know.
No, it is really poor from Hinchelwood. I mean, you've got to give credit to Chalobah for not giving up and making the run to the back line to try and clear it. But if he puts his foot through that, Hinchelwood, obviously keeping it on target, there's nothing that the centre-half can do about it. So, in the end, it is really poor from Brighton, but maybe they weren't even expecting the pass back.
Yeah, here's Pedro Neto, lays it off for Lavia. Now it's going to go to the right-hand side for Gusto. Pedro Neto again, 19 minutes. It's flown by so far, has this game. Caicedo now across towards Fofana, finds Malo Gusto once again, who's up 1v1 against Mitoma, whips in. It's a great ball in, but Liam Delap's just on his toes too much, isn't he? He has to run across the front post. He doesn't, and it evades everybody, but we're going to see this back again. Rob Sanchez, what on earth is he doing? And how has Hinchelwood not scored like we said?
Yeah, I can't understand the thinking from Robert Sanchez. And it's got to be a better effort from Hinchelwood. He almost stabs a foot at it. I think he's expecting Belieber to take the shot on initially, but it's still really poor. For a professional footballer, one-on-one with an open goal, essentially, against Chalobah, you have to be scoring. Rutter coming forward again.
Yeah, and it's a ball whipped in that evades a few players, and now Cucurella can clear his lines only as far as Bosch Cagley, who gets there. Derby, who tried to mount a late push for the playoffs, they're now losing against Norwich. You think if they lose today, that's probably their season over, as we now see the ball with Brighton as they play it forwards. Hinchelwood almost steps in. He catches the toe of Trevor Chalobah as well, who goes down. Caicedo's kept it in play. Chalobah's still down, and Brighton are now back on the attack, and it's once again that heavy ball towards the back post. They're looking for that every time for Mitoma. This time it's over here. Yeah, and
it's a good ball into the box. It's the right idea, of course. That's what led to the first goal. But realistically, if you're going to put that ball in, you're already giving yourself the freedom to overhit it. For you to hit it so far over that even Mitoma can't reach it, it's just overall a poor ball into the box. And Mitoma tries to chase it down on the back line, but just doesn't get there.
Yeah, as you now see, is throwing ready to be taken. Gusto plays it across. Caicedo back to his goalkeeper again, Rob Sanchez, who's going to play it to the right-hand side. Fofana, Gusto, and towards Liam Delap. He then finds Caicedo, looks for a ball at the top. He looked offside. In the end, did Pedro Neto. The flag hasn't gone up despite Chelsea winning the ball back, and then they've given it away straight away. And Malo Gusto, every time he's giving the ball away, now he's burst into a sprint finally, but some of these Chelsea players do not look bothered to not have the ball or even try and win the ball back at the moment. Really poor from them. If you're Leeds United watching this, you're almost hoping that this team turns up on the weekend as well, because I mean, they wouldn't have any struggle. Leeds have already, of course, picked up 4 points off Chelsea this season. A great game it's going to be, but Chelsea have to wake up. Oh, they're going to get punished, not just today, but in future games as well, as we now see Minter dancing into the penalty area. Always wants to go onto his left foot. This time he does, takes a deflection, a couple of deflections, and goes behind for a corner. I even thought Gusto could have got that, but he gave up on it. With that, though, we've hit the halfway stage of this first half. 22 minutes on the clock. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0. It has been all Brighton for 22 minutes. A corner ready to be taken, and it will be Dale to take through to half-time.
Yeah, and it's a corner following a critical touch from Wesley Fofana. He had to get there and prevent the follow-up from Hinshelwood. So fair play to the Chelsea defender, but it will be dangerous, of course. The first goal coming from a corner, not dealt with well on the near post. It will be the skipper, Pascal Gross, to put a ball into the box. He has the short option of Mitoma. Kukurea given the job of marshalling him, but the ball comes into the area and it's straight into the gloves of Robert Sanchez. He didn't really have to come out for that either. It was straight on him, straight on his line, almost like they were trying to score from it, of course, but well, there was no threat of that, really.
No, there wasn't. There was no one really attacking it or even crowding him, was there? It was so easy for Rob Sanchez to claim. He probably needed a moment like that. Chelsea playing out from the back again, have given it away. I mean, that's just so poor.
It certainly is, and Chelsea still trying to navigate the press out towards the right-hand side now for Gusto. Long ball round the middle, looking for Liam Delap. He's now inside the penalty area. Is Delap still in possession? Did it take a touch off of the centre-half? Yes, it did, as he leaves it to go out after Jean-Paul Van Heck. He had to get involved to prevent him from going towards goal, but the touch had to have been minimal. Liam Delap settling for the corner. It was a lovely ball from Malo Gusto to find Delap in behind. I think Verbruggen was also caught slightly off of his line, which also played into the thought process of Van Heck just stabbing it out for the corner. As Pedro Neto raises his right arm. There is a Brighton man down inside the penalty area. Looks like it might be the goal scorer, Fedi Kagioglu. It certainly is, as Craig Paulson just has a word or two with the fullback and striker for Chelsea, Liam Delap, as they both look to surround Mats Verbruggen. Though Kagioglu's decided to... No, he hasn't. It looked like he was going to step away from Delap for a moment. And now the influx of Chelsea players as the ball comes into the area, headed away by Baleba, out towards Chalobah. And then Pedro Neto, ball into the box once more, and again it's Baleba there to clear it. Caicedo will pick up the loose ball for Chelsea, as Pedro Neto plays it back towards Caicedo. Kukurea, I think he's been given a little bit more freedom in this game, of course, with the 3 back for Chelsea. He'll be allowed to roam just a little bit more and get up the pitch, as we know he likes to do. He's certainly one of the more offensive-minded fullbacks of the league. As the camera actually focuses on it. Brighton in possession inside their own half. There's Buscagli back towards Verbruggen. He hits it first time, high up into the air, looking for Mitoma on the left-hand side, but he's been beaten out to the ball by Malo Gusto as it rolls over the touchline for a Chelsea throw into the 25th minute. Still Brighton 1, Chelsea 0. It will be Kagioglu to take this throw. Brighton seem to be one of the only teams really who I haven't seen this season take long throws, at least not as often as you're seeing the influx of it in the league this season. As a long ball over the top out towards the right hand side, looking for Yankuba Minter, is slightly overhit, or at least mishit, as it goes over the touchline. But yeah, certainly not one of the teams looking to capitalise from long throws.
Yeah, we're actually watching the two teams who don't really do it this season. Two are very few in the Premier League, but yeah, we're not going to be seeing many, if any, long throws today between Brighton and Chelsea, as Pascal Gross and Caicedo just have a bit of a coming together there. Maybe some frustration from Caicedo as well, because his side is still yet to get going.
Yeah, as Lavia plays the ball up the right hand side, finds Gusto, and then back to Sanchez. And again, committed to playing it out from the back are Chelsea, inviting that pressure from Gross as Sanchez plays it into Lavia. Lavia then somehow turns away, playing it up the line, finds Enzo Fernandez. He lays it off once more to Jarell Hatto, who runs into danger and loses possession. Now Brighton coming forward on the right-hand side. Minter tries to feed it through to Hinchelwood, but couldn't connect the pieces, and Chelsea come away with possession. Long ball over the top, looking for Liam Delap. It has bounced off the back of the English striker, and in the end he's going to lose possession to Carlos Baleba. Not great work from Delap, and somehow Chelsea seem to have resorted to a very traditional hit and hope that defines the tall striker.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they've done. Chelsea, and Liam Delap's a more physical striker than João Pedro. Pascal Gross and Moises Caicedo are still going at each other. Pascal Gross has had to be pulled away from Caicedo. They've been going at it for a good couple minutes in the almost the verbal department with each other. Pascal Gross seems a little bit more annoyed than Moises Caicedo is. He kind of just points at him, does Pascal Gross, and he's just holding up just one finger towards him. So a good battle to maybe look out for the remainder.
Yeah, it certainly will be, and I think the referee Craig Pawson said no more, so potential cards in the future of those two as well. As Enzo Fernandez has gone to ground following a challenge. He claims he was fouled, but Craig Pawson begs to differ, as the ball has gone off the pitch for a throw-in. And Fabian Herzler uses this as an opportunity to get some words of wisdom into his side. I think he'll be more than pleased with how Brighton have started this game. And Liam Rossigna, who's also barking orders at his team, will be quite the opposite, rather disappointed with how his side started. Of course, you never plan to go into a game 1-0 down, but maybe they got the lack of aggression that they've come into this game all wrong. As Brighton still in possession inside their own half. Finds Bashkagli. Now once more to Verbruggen. Long ball over the top, out towards the left-hand side, of which Malo Gusto will just leave it to roll over the touchline. And again, he'll take his time in taking this throw. But there's, again, no movement at all in black Chelsea shirts. He's forced to then go up the line to Liam Delap, whose touch is not great, to say the least, as it bounces away. And now Brighton in possession. Marco Correa has to get there, which he does. Finds Sanchez, whose clearance is quite low, but finds Delap nonetheless. And now Liam Delap can come forward. Plays it out towards the right-hand side. Finds Pedro Neto. Now with Romeo Lavia. Forced to turn around, though, is the Belgian international. Back to Fofana. Chalobah. Once more to Caicedo. Chelsea starting to move the ball around a little bit more confidently, as Caicedo on the turn is fouled by Baleba and will win a free kick for his side in his own half, which has been taken quickly by Jarell Hatto. Finds Chalobah again. They're playing it backwards, though. Negative football from Chelsea, not really trying to get forward with too much urgency. Always trying to draw in this Brighton side. Of course, Liam Delap back in the squad, as you mentioned, over João Pedro, but he's yet to score in 20 appearances in all competitions for Chelsea. Obviously, his last 20 appearances. He does have the one goal in the Premier League this season. As Jean-Paul Van Heck on the ball, plays it back towards Verbruggen. Now with Bashkagli, Delap trying to pressure the centre half, and eventually gives away the free kick in doing so. Bashkagli's got his arms out wide, claiming for more from the referee, the Frenchman, but nonetheless Craig Pawson will leave it at just a free kick.
Yeah, once again, Liam Delap, he's just pressuring, he's just a little bit too aggressive. He's always had that in his game, has Delap, and he's always committing fouls. Maybe something he really needs to wise up on, the young striker, because he gives away so many during again. Really doesn't help his calls either, or his side calls, because it just breaks up the game so much. But yeah, Bashkagli, he almost just played into his hands, did Delap there. He was looking to be fouled. That's exactly what he did.
He certainly did, and Chelsea have themselves a goal kick. Brighton certainly have stepped off the gas in the last 5 or so minutes. Not really looking to overcommit and tire themselves out, as the cameras focus on the Chelsea bench or Chelsea players in the dugout at least, because they're not on the bench. Reece James and Cole Palmer, both of which currently out. Reece James with a hamstring injury, and the same for Cole Palmer, so shouldn't be all too long. Reece James expected back in a few days. As Brighton back in possession, but again, as soon as Brighton have possession, at least in their own half, there's no one in the Chelsea shirt really looking to chase them down.
Yeah, they're not. The press, like we've said, from Chelsea has been so poor. It's like they're just not even up for it, isn't it? At the moment, the London side, I think Enzo Fernandez seems to be doing a bit of running, but I mean, this is Chelsea Football Club we're talking about. You can't be praising running. That's just a given for any side. Never mind for Chelsea. Like we said, there has been no quality in possession. Caicedo's frustrated with the linesman. He can't believe the decision. He's now frustrated with his defenders for the pass that he just received. But yeah, this has been really poor.
It certainly has. As Jorginho Rutter does well to win the throw-in on the near side, as Pascal Gross takes it straight to Matt Vijver. Finds Van Heck with a lovely switch of play. It's a good touch as well from the Japanese international Kaoru Mitoma. Up against Malo Gusto. Plays a 1-2 between himself, Baleba, and then to Kandioglu. Bushkagli on the 10. Looked like he wanted to play it forward there, the Frenchman, but realised that he was quickly closed down by black Chelsea shirts. As Brighton play it along the back line. Bart Verbruggen quite high up the pitch, but he's done well with his feet to find Baleba. And now out towards the right-hand side as Gross on the 10 tries to get away from Cucurella. We'll play it back towards Van Heck. And now up towards the right-hand side. Vijver's pass is intercepted though, and Chelsea will come away with possession. Enzo Fernandez trying a long pass along the ground to find Pedro Neto, but it was quickly intercepted by Kadioglu. And Mitoma couldn't collect the loose ball, so it will go out for a Chelsea throw-in. It seems like we've started to hit just a cagey patch of this match.
Yeah, it's been cagey since I handed over to you, Dale. It feels like the drama just slightly slowed down. The chances stopped being created, even for Brighton. Brighton haven't started to play it poor, but they're 1-0 up, so they don't have to open themselves up and play into Chelsea's hands, do they? They're still frustrated. They still look the better of the two sides. They're just less desperate to create the chances, which is completely understandable, but at least they're still trying and still getting into the final third, whereas Chelsea's so lacklustre at the moment. It has to improve.
It certainly does. There's a long ball over the top, trying to find Rutter. It has been picked up though by Robert Sanchez, and Rutter's just having a little go at Trevor Chalobah there. Just a back and forth between the two. Eventually they do disperse, and Chelsea get the game back underway and almost instantly give the ball back to Brighton as the ball's dished out towards the right-hand side, but Cucurella will marshal it across the line, as it will be a Chelsea throw, and Cucurella is told to take a couple steps back before taking the throw. He's actually relieved himself of the duties and gives the ball to Jarell Hatto. It's clearly not been a great start from a Chelsea perspective at all. Losing possession way too easily in midfield. Enzo Fernandez, of course, playing a little higher up the pitch than maybe he's used to, but I know he's almost been used in that role a lot more this season. But if you're Liam Racine, you're looking at this team going, what, still 10 minutes before half-time, what can you actually change?
Well, there's not much, is there? Because the strength in depth, which is what Chelsea usually have, you look at the bench, it just looks thin compared to usual, doesn't it? It doesn't look like there's game changers on there. Garnacho is the main one, and even then, he's not been great. At Chelsea, he's had okay moments, but as the forward option, it's not great, is it? As the ball's being whipped in towards the back post, easily taken in by Sanchez. There's also Martin Gue, Andre Santos, but I don't think this is even a personnel problem, because these players on the pitch are good players for Chelsea. We know they are. There is just something more deep-rooted not working. The players aren't working together. There's no rhythm, there's no structure when they have the ball out of possession. I mean, you look at the face of the Chelsea fans. If you used to ask any Chelsea fan what they think the plan is of their side, I think they'd all shrug their shoulders and say, well, they're not actually too sure.
It certainly isn't a good sign for Liam Racinia's side as Brighton come forward again. Van Heck running down bearing down on the box and almost just decided to cut that attack short himself by playing it across the line, and there was never really the option for him to do so. And in turn, Chelsea have got possession back thanks to that fact, as Sanchez plays a long ball over the top. Liam Delap was offside though, so he couldn't challenge for it. As Brighton in possession again. Now with Gross back towards Van Heck. Boschagli. Composed play from Brighton. Mitoma up against Malo Gusto. It seems like a key battle, that one, but they had to really go one-on-one against each other without the help from others. As Brighton still in possession. Good passes around the left-hand side, and then it's switched along the floor to Mats Vijver. Now with Gross. Has Mintet to his right. Decides to use him, but the pass is quite loose, and it'll allow Cucurella to get there first and put it behind for another Brighton corner.
Yeah, another Brighton corner to come up. It is all the home side again. It's only them getting into the final third and actually having successful passes. This time it's going to be Yankuba Minter to whip it in.
It will be Minter as he makes sure he gets as much of the ball out as possible of the corner quadrant. Make sure he gets it as close to the box as possible, but he takes it short regardless. 1-2 between Gross and himself, and then out towards Kadioglu. Back to Gross. He wants to put a ball into the box, but Cucurella is doing his best to be a hassle and a nuisance as Yankuba Mintet picks up the ball now. Up against Hatto. Still Mintet up against Hatto, and it's actually the Chelsea defender who's come away with the ball, but couldn't carry it much himself. Tried to almost school ground stuff, knock it around the Brighton man one way and run around the other. Of course, there's a reason it's school ground stuff, because it didn't work. As Brighton back in possession inside their own half, as Baleba finds Kadioglu up on the left hand side. Back to Verbruggen, and now with Gross, who seems to be drifting out to this right hand side quite a lot for Brighton. It's clear that Vijver and Kadioglu on the far side are both fullbacks who want to get forward, and to do that, Baleba and Gross have to fill in at times. But now Rutter coming forward, tries to find a passing behind for Mitoma, couldn't quite do so, and it's an easy claim for Robert Sanchez in the end. But it was one that he had to get right, as Pedro Neto's done well to get away from Kadioglu. The pass up towards Malo Gusto, potentially offside, but Gusto will put a ball into the area, and then a sliding challenge to put it behind from Boschagli is a good one. I think they'll get the corner though, will Chelsea. Looked like he could have been offside for a moment there, but nonetheless, really good defensive work from the Frenchman. Look again at this pass from Jorginho Rutter. It's good vision, wrong execution.
Yeah, just a little bit too much instep on it. Makes it a little bit close to the goalkeeper, but a rare chance for Chelsea in the final third to have a set piece and to throw the three centre-halves forward.
Well, it's a high ball into the penalty area from Pedro Neto. Header one by Fofana. Second one by Rutter, as Chelsea still in possession. Chalobah with the sliding challenge. Takes a shot. It is blocked though, but it will be the first shot Chelsea have had in this game, and it's taken them 40 minutes to do so. As Vijver, long ball over the top, tries to find Rutter, picked up by Cucurella, and then Fofana will play it back to Chalobah. Composed feet from the number 23. Turns away from the Brighton press. There's a long ball over the top, finds Pedro Neto, also finds Kadioglu, who puts it behind for a throw. And Pedro Neto is outraged that there's no Chelsea players coming forward to help him with this throw, and he's essentially been forced to either throw it in himself or just wait, but it has been taken in towards the lap, and then he tries to find the Portuguese international again. But it's really poor from Chelsea. The lack of urgency and direct nature to get forward is quite evident.
Yeah, they're hiding some of these players. Some of them genuinely don't want the ball. I think that is actually apparent, and that's quite a big claim. That's quite a big accusation to make, but some of these players are just completely hiding away from it. And Pedro Neto, as expected, completely frustrated because he just wants the urgency, he wants the intensity. He's always been that type of player, Pedro Neto, when he picks up the ball, sometimes a little bit too much for his own good. You can always tell he's thinking a million things straight away. He instantly wants to get on the front foot. Like I said, sometimes that doesn't work to his benefit, but he wanted to get them straight back on the attack. No players were showing from Romeo Lavia, just always stood hiding behind Jorginho Rutter, not really wanting the ball. It has to improve.
Yeah, it certainly does, but Chelsea coming forward now. Cucurella, ball into the box. Brilliant slide challenge from Pascal Gross. Put it behind for another Chelsea corner. It was a good ball into the box from Cucurella. It looked like it opened up just for a moment for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez finding the Spanish international, and a low hard ball into the box. Could have caused some trouble for Brighton. 42 minutes on the clock. Still Brighton 1, Chelsea 0. Enzo Fernandez puts the ball in towards the back post. It's an open pass from Fofana. Could he have shot there though?
Yeah, maybe he could have done. It fell to him at the back post, and he just tried that side-footed volley across the face of goal, trying to find a teammate. Then the forward ball from Rob Sanchez just now is terrible, and goes straight out play for Ithran. The defending there though from Brighton from the set piece, not great. A lot of space at the back there for Wesley Fofana just to bring it down. That could have ended poorly for the home side.
It certainly could have done, but it's not a good sign at all that the only shot in the game that you've had is a shot from the edge of the box that was blocked from your centre half. Could have at least maybe had another shot from, well, your other centre half, but in a much better position. That's Chelsea win the ball back inside their own half. Fofana on the turn finds Robert Sanchez, and then back towards Fofana, who tries to turn but only turns into the press of Jack Hinchelwood. The throw-in taken quickly, finds Matoma on the 10, plays it back towards Kadioglu. He'll actually leave it for Boshkagli, and the centre half's had his pockets picked there by Chelsea. Pedro Neto and Liam Delap combining to win the ball back, but not combining well to keep a hold of it, and giving it away almost just as quick as they won it back. As Van Heck on the 10 finds Gross, and a quick pass back to Verbruggen. And it's too easy for Brighton, too easy for them to hold the ball, too easy for them to pass it through midfield, too easy for them to get shots off. They've had 60% possession in this game, 7 shots to Chelsea's 1. Almost over 3 times the amount of touches in the opposition box. It's easy is the only word you can seem to find.
Yeah, it is very easy. That's all you can really say for Brighton. I think the only frustration for Hertzler is he'll think you could have really got at them to grab his second, which they still could in this half. Fofana gets there. He's been wiped out by Jorginho Rutter in the end, though. But yeah, Brighton, they've been that much dominant that they probably could have 2 goals in this first half, but don't. So it's still a slightly close game in terms of scoreline, but it's definitely been a one-way traffic type of game.
Yeah, it certainly has, as we see again the Kadioglu goal. It did take a significant deflection off of Wesley Fofana, but nonetheless, the Brighton fullback sees himself bag his first Premier League goal this season. As we cross over the 45-minute mark, only the 1 minute of added time to be played. And it seems like we'll be getting the first yellow card of the match-up as Craig Pawson shows the yellow card to Wesley Fofana.
Yeah, he just made a gesture there, Wesley Fofana, as well as if maybe players falling asleep behind him or next to him, and he just had to bring his man down there, give him a little bit of an elbow as well. The 2 French players coming together. It's a sharp touch from Jorginho Rutter to get away. He was on the counter-attack, and it's a clear yellow card.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's actually the shoulder of Romeo Lavia coming across, which collided with the head of Rutter. Nonetheless, he's seems to be okay. There's a long ball over the top, looking for Gross. Well, it's won by the midfielder, but Chelsea win the second ball as they fire it back to Sanchez, and then up into the air, looking for Pedro Neto. Chelsea clearly wanting to come forward to some extent. Well, some of the players do, but they've not really been able to create the chances. So only the 1 goal in the first half, and it was an early chance in the 3rd minute from Ferdi Kadioglu that he put in the back of the net. Did take a significant deflection off of Fofana, but it will be the fullback's goal nonetheless. So going in at half-time, it's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0.
Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a corner whipped in on the floor. In the end, it was such poor defending from Chelsea. There was Kadioglu coming in from the back post. His strike slightly deflected off Fofana, took it past Rob Sanchez, who to make it 1-0, but the goalkeeper Sanchez, yes, he had a couple errors, made some vital saves. Chelsea not got off the team bus as of yet. They have been woeful. They have to improve in the second half. It's 1-0 Brighton. Half-time at the Amex Stadium. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0, and it was the perfect quick start for Herzl's side. It was a... And we will leave that just there because we are back underway at the Amex Stadium for this Premier League clash. It is Brighton Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 0 in what was a very dominant first half, it has to be said, from Brighton. Really poor from Chelsea. They never really got going. It felt like they never got off the team bus arriving in Brighton. It can't really get much worse. Of course, they were only losing by 1. That's the main positive. On another day, could have definitely been conceding more. But we now see Pedro Neto with the ball in hand. There has been a change at half-time for Chelsea. We've seen the introduction of Garnacho to the setup. We'll wait confirmation of who it is that's made it. It's Wesley Fofana who's come off, the centre half, who did get a yellow card right before half-time. Brighton have made a change themselves. Vifer has gone off for Joel Veltman, so a couple of changes to bring in this one. Probably a change of formation, and Garnacho straight away involved into the penalty area, cuts onto his right foot. He's still going, Garnacho, looks for a layoff towards Lavia. He opens up, goes for goal, puts it over the bar. In the end, well worth the effort, and Chelsea starting this half better than they did in the first. And still myself, Kieran Graham, alongside Della Rosso to bring you coverage of this one. That's a little bit better from the visitors.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I think Garnacho obviously coming on will bring a bit of energy. Lays it off once more to Lavia, and he's just trying to bend it into that far corner. But already, 90 seconds into the second half, and they've doubled their shooting opportunities.
They certainly have. As we now see Garnacho in possession. Ball towards Boschgagli. Now Boschgagli is going to go all the way back towards Verbruggen, who boots it forwards, looking for Mitoma. Gusto wins his header. Now it's going to be Baleba, who finds Jorginho Rutter, then goes across towards Lavia. He's bundled down by Baleba, and that's going to be a free kick towards Chelsea in the end. And like we said, Chelsea, they've got to improve in this second half. 4 successive defeats without scoring. Still yet to score in this one, of course, and I am losing. So that really poor run of form, it looks like it's going to be continuing. But a change of formation might really add a little bit to them. And it didn't feel like the 3-back worked, did it, for Chelsea in the first round? Probably the worst they've played in a long time. And Garnacho, we already saw in the penalty area, just adding a little bit more direct play. Yeah,
100%. I think they'll probably transition back to a 4-3-3 or a 2-1, 4-2-3-1, or something of the like, where Garnacho and Pedro Neto can sit tight to the touchlines, and having Liam Delap running through the middle. Obviously a little bit more familiar territory for Chelsea as well, which I think is what they need to get back into this game.
Yeah, they definitely do. As Derby have levelled things up away at Norwich, and Hull have levelled things up away at Leicester, so the playoff race is well and truly on in the Championship. Like I mentioned, this is the only Premier League game of the night. As we now see the ball ready to be whipped in by Brighton. They've got their own set piece here. Pascal Gross, the man over this one. He kept having his battles with Caicedo in the first half. Let's see if that can continue as a feisty duel. As Pascal Gross, the Brighton captain, ready to whip in this set piece. And he raises his right arm, hangs it in towards the back post. That is an awful delivery that goes over absolutely everybody.
Yeah, it's really poor for Pascal Gross. there's not really much excuse. I think he's trying to aim for that back post and unlock Russell somehow, but realistically the delivery's just, I don't think we saw what he was trying to do.
Yeah, that was so poor, wasn't it, from Pascal Gross? Not really like him either in that sense, as we now see the ball ready to be played out from the back. Caicedo, risky ball in towards Lavia. Now it's going to be Minter who brings down Lavia, and it's going to be yellow card, is it? No, it isn't. No yellow card for Yankuba Minter. He'll get away with that one, but it is a free kick still to Chelsea. They have won their last 2 head-to-heads in the league of Brighton, so it is a fixture they have been enjoying as of late. Now Baleba with a foul on Enzo Fernandez, so just getting a bit more aggressive. Brighton out of possession, trying to force the mistakes from Chelsea. We now see Enzo Fernandez, ball to the left-hand side for Garnacho. He's going to have a drive at Minter. It's a good footing from Yankuba Minter in the end. He claims that they should have the throw-in. They don't get it. And Chelsea in this opening 5 minutes with 80% of the ball in the second half. So quite clearly, Liam Rosenior making it clear they have to get on it a little bit more, which was probably didn't take a genius to understand that, did it? As we see Boschgagli balling towards Mitoma. He stabs it in towards Kadioglu. Ball in the middle for Gross. Now it's going to be Mitoma. Goes all the way back towards Boschgagli. Didn't want to take any risks in that sense, did they? As we now see the ball on the right-hand side with Veltman. Now it's going to be Veltman in possession. He plays it back for Jean-Paul Van Heck. Van Heck's driving forwards. He then finds Kadioglu. This is a nice play from Brighton. Now it's Mitoma driving forwards on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Plays it to the edge for Kadioglu, potentially looking for his second goal of the game. Pascal Gross cuts inside, whips it to the back post, looking for Minter, headed away by Cucurella, and then Garnacho knocks it down for Romeo Lavia, who clips it down the right-hand side for a great ball for Pedro Neto. And here come Chelsea on the breakaway, and Pedro Neto's darting into the penalty area, cuts onto his left boot, he's still going, then onto his right, back onto his stronger left, completely slows it down. That is so poor from Neto in the end. Really not like him to slow down an attack. That a back heel from Enzo Fernandez doesn't find Cucurella, and Brighton can clear their lines. But what an opportunity that could have been. Yeah,
it was a brilliant opportunity. Pedro Neto just didn't really want to take it on himself, I don't think. On that right-hand side, up against Kadioglu, and you just got to take your man on. If you get past him, fair play, you got a shot on target. If not, you just got to give credit to the defender. You didn't have any help. He turned on his left foot, looked inside, and didn't see a black shirt around him. At that point, you've got the permission, essentially, to take it on yourself, but just didn't want to.
Yes, we now see Caicedo in possession. He finds Malo Gusto, plays all the way back for Caicedo, plays a risky ball in towards Chalobah. Baleba then wins his header, and this is going to go in behind once again towards the left-hand side for Garnacho. He's going to drive forwards. He's up against Minter, cuts inside onto his right foot again, does the Argentine, who didn't have the happiest of performances against his former side, as Cucurella's having a go with Joel Veltman. A bit of a lash out, but Garnacho trips on the ball. The attack's still alive for Chelsea. Fernandez cuts inside, whips in a dangerous ball straight into the hands of Brogan, but the urgency's definitely there this half from Chelsea.
Yeah, it certainly is. You can definitely tell that Liam Rosenior's had a word or two with essentially everyone in that Chelsea dressing room. And I like the idea as well from Enzo Fernandez, because even though the ball didn't get onto a teammate on that back post, Malo Gusto it was who was lurking, it still forced Bart Verbruggen to have two strong hands to claim it and to command his box, which you expect of Bart Verbruggen, but you're still got to make sure you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a simple claim in the end, but it wasn't terrible play from Chelsea at all, as we now see Veltman on the right-hand side. There was no punishment for his altercation with Mark Cucurella. I haven't even seen it back, but they were definitely going at each other off the ball. As we now see Mitoma driving forwards up against Gusto into the penalty area. His ball for Kadioglu is poorly taken by the Turkish international. The clearance only as far as Pascal Gross. Plays it into the area for Mitoma, who goes for goal. Cuts through it way too much. Puts it way wide of the far bottom corner. And in the end, it's a wasted half chance.
Yeah, you can tell what he's trying to do there, Mitoma. It's a lovely pass to find him. It's cheeky from Gross. And then he's facing away from goal, so he's had to hit it on the 180. And in fairness, it's not a bad effort, but it's just always curling away and never really going to trouble Robert Sanchez.
Yes, you now see more on the far side, easily intercepted again from Joel Veltman, who plays it over the top looking for Minter. It's a heavy first touch, but if there's a player who can get on the end of it, it's definitely him, and he does, and he's driving out Hatter. He plays the ball into the penalty area. That looks like a handball from Mark Cucurella. He's saying no. He's saying it's hit his chest. The referee waves play on, and he tells the Brighton fans to stop complaining. We're going to see a better angle of it. Cucurella going towards it. Yeah, he's going to get away with it. It comes off almost the top of his shoulder slash chest. It doesn't. Maybe the first angle we saw of it, it definitely didn't look like it hit his arm. I don't think it did. I think it was quite high, definitely not below the sleeve, but he's still lucky because he risked it.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, I think if that ball comes into the box 2 inches lower, he's going to make the same movement. He's going to try and block it the same way, and it would have made contact more so with the arm than the body. It was nowhere near the close of the side of his chest or even the top of his chest. It was definitely the shoulder or the arm.
Yeah, it definitely was. As we now see the ball with Malo Gusto, he plays it a nice 1-2 with Pedro Neto. Now it's going to be Enzo Fernandez, turns away from his man, still going himself, and finds Garnacho into the penalty area. Good take from Minter, then that bounces off his arm, but that one bounced up off the turf after a challenge. That one would be harsh. Jorginho Rutter takes his man down, no free kick given, and the referee plays on as we see Hinshelwood with a strike, and it's 2-0 to Brighton. There's going to be a case for a potential foul against Jorginho Rutter, but the Brighton players go mental. Rutter goes mental. Hinshelwood makes up for his mistake earlier on in front of goal, and he makes it 2-0.
Yeah, realistically, that should have been Hinshelwood's second goal of this game, and it will be his second of the season if it stands. I think they'll look at a couple of things here in the build-up. I think Jorginho Rutter held onto the ball for a long time before playing the pass to Hinshelwood, so there could be a possibility of an offside, and then also they'll check for a foul against Rutter, and even still they're going to go back and check the potential handball from Yankuba Minter, although it looks like it could have been on the cusp of the penalty area, so potentially 3 different checks to clear this goal, but it's a tidy finish from Hinshelwood and a good pass from Rutter nonetheless, so Brighton putting themselves in good stead.
Yeah, I think Rutter was just too strong for Caicedo. He was holding on to it. Hinshelwood's definitely on the side as well. I think the main check's going to be the handball, but there's no way you can give handball for that against Yankuba Minter. I don't know if you agree or disagree, Dale, but I think this goal should stand.
Yeah, I think my main worry was Hinshelwood offside, as Rutter did hold on to it for a decent length of time, but on replay it's quite clear to see that he is onside. Is the Brighton 13, and it looks like the goal will stand. I think given the handball against Yankuba Minter would be extremely unfortunate for Brighton, and we're back underway, so the goal does stand.
Yes, we now see the game back underway. Goal does stand, as Dale mentioned, so it is 2-0 to Brighton. Now Chelsea finally were starting to look okay in this game, weren't they? And it just sums up what's going on with them at the moment. Weren't able to take advantage of it instantly. Of course, conceding. Now that's a late challenge in there from Yankuba Minter. He's very late on Cucurella, which I can imagine the Brighton fans don't mind seeing, as they're not the keenest of Mark Cucurella. But we're seeing now it's going to be a yellow card for Minter.
Yeah, I think it's a deserved yellow card. I don't think he's tried to be malicious. He's certainly not trying to hurt Cucurella, but he does get there late, and the boots come down on the top of the boot. The studs come down on the top of the boot, I should say. And yeah, I mean, it's a typical yellow card, late challenge, but not dangerous play.
Yeah, it's definitely a late challenge. He's had a couple, hasn't he, in this game? Yankuba Minter felt like been a long time coming to get that yellow card, and he's brandished towards him. As you can have no big complaints, that is for sure. As we now see the long ball go forwards, Van Heck wins his header as far as Baleba, who comes away from his man. It's a nice play from Carlos Baleba as well, who's still going down the channel. He finds Yankuba Minter, who plays it all the way back for Van Heck. Now it's going to be Hinshelwood, who finds Verbruggen again. And Verbruggen is in possession now. He's going to go all the way back once more. And he's still in possession. This time he boots it long. The header isn't won as of yet. Now it is going to be Jorginho Rutter. What a turn that is to get away from his man. Caicedo brings him down. He gets the ball just about. He had to as well, or he would have been in a little bit of trouble. He'd have definitely got booked. It doesn't surprise me to see him flying into these challenges. He had a couple of moments with Pascal Gross. I'm quite surprised we've not seen either of those booked in this game so far. But at 2-0, the frustrations will definitely creep in a bit more. And the referee's going to stop play. And I think it's because of Malo Gusto and Hinshelwood having a go at each other off the ball.
Yeah, it's silly from both of them, really. I think Malo Gusto just trying to get his head back into the game. I think the second goal from Brighton will have certainly rattled this Chelsea side. They're clearly not too happy. Caicedo rushing into challenges as well. Of course, they'll want to get back into the game and get a goal back as quick as possible. I think the second goal for Brighton is much more important because they scored it while Chelsea were playing well and caught them off guard. But yeah, I think it's time for Chelsea to take a moment to relax a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. As we now see the ball on the right-hand side with Neto. Step overs into the penalty area. He's still going. Takes that extra touch where maybe he didn't need to. Then it ricochets back to him. He tries to put it in. Mitoma's too strong in the challenge with Gusto. And here comes the Japanese international on the counter. Still going himself. He's bundled down. What on earth is Gusto thinking? He's been woeful in this game. Seriously bad. Here's Malo Gusto bringing his man down on the hour mark. He can have no complaints again.
No, it's cynical from Gusto. And again, I'll echo the previous statement that Chelsea need to calm things down because they'll see themselves with a few yellow cards and potentially a red by the time this game's over if they keep going down the route they've decided to. Nonetheless, it will be a Brighton free kick just inside their own half. But yeah, I think Gusto specifically, next foul will be a yellow card.
Yeah, as we now see Mitoma in possession. He goes all the way back to his centre halves. Now it's going to be Van Heck in possession again for Verbruggen, who's going to clip it to the left. So it's almost like Garnacho's been stood up front, hasn't he, for the last 5 minutes or so. Hinshelwood's onside. He finds Minter. He's going to have a drive at Jurel Hato, and here come Brighton. They're just letting him run into the area. Minter with a ball across, takes a deflection out for a corner. They've just let him saunter into the area. That is not great defending.
No, it's really not. And I don't think there's much that Jurel Hato can do about it. Minter bearing down on the box. He has to hold his line, has to hold his position. He knows there's no one behind him because Cucurella has gone walkabout essentially. And he just doesn't have too many options other than force it to go out for the corner kick. I'd imagine if Brighton get that third goal, I'd imagine the game would be done.
Yeah, you'd think so. As we now see the ball ready to be whipped in by Minter. Hangs it up into the penalty area. Well headed away by Liam Delap. Matoma, what touch is there? And on the volley, just slices through it a little bit too much. Well, that would have been special, wouldn't it, in the end? What a moment that would have been as that volley goes wide. But Karim Matoma, he's been so dangerous.
He certainly has. And the touch there to just definitely take it past Pedro Neto was absolutely sensational. As you said, he just slices across the ball, so it's always curling away, but it wasn't so far away that Sanchez was convinced it was off target.
Yes, you now see Liam Delap. He gets away from his man, bundled to the ground by Pascal Gross. Another one from him, but he's not going to find a yellow card as of yet as he laughs towards Craig Pawson, which probably tells you he's not a fan of that decision. As we see Caicedo all the way back for Chalobah, into Caicedo again, plays a risky ball towards Hato. He's having to run at full sprint to get there, to keep it alive. He does in the end. Finds Garnacho. Now it's going to go back to Hato once again. As we still see Hato on the ball. Now it's going to go towards Caicedo. Caicedo in possession. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Pedro Neto looks for a ball down the right potentially. No, he doesn't. He ignores it. Cuts away. Then finds Kadioglu again. Nice play from him. 1-2 with Gusto. Gusto's pass is poor and it's easily defended. And once again, Pedro Neto is left frustrated with his teammates. And the Chelsea fans were giving Pedro Neto a bit of stick there. And they're not happy, the Chelsea bunch. And if you're going into a semi-final at Wembley, almost in the vibes that the Chelsea fans hate watching their side at the moment. That's not great.
No, it's certainly not. And when it comes to FA Cup semi-finals, you want to be going into those games with a bit of momentum. And you can imagine that the fans would have seen this game as, you know, yes, they've not had great form in recent weeks and months, but it's a chance for them to really pick up some points in this game, build some distance between themselves and everyone else, solidify at least 6th, and then go into the game against Leeds on the weekend with essentially some confidence that they can push through to the final.
Yes, you now see the ball with Chalobah. He's going to play it on the right-hand side, takes the deflection. As the Brighton fans watching and loving life at the moment. 64 minutes on the clock. It's Brighton Hove Albion 2, Chelsea 0. As you see Gusto with the ball in hand. He's ready to throw it central, and in the end he does. He finds Caicedo, back to Gusto once again. Van Heck in possession. He's going to play it in behind, well intercepted by Uriel Hato, who's going to drive it forward. He finds Enzo Fernandez. He's in a lot of space with Garnacho to the left. He finds his fellow Argentine as Garnacho sprints into the area, takes a deflection. He's crossed, and then Baleba's too quick for Enzo Fernandez. Hato steps in with the challenge. It goes high into the area. Van Heck clears his lines. Baleba battling with Hato. He's too strong for him. Then Caicedo into the challenge on Minter. And Rutter comes away with it. His ball to the left is a poor one though. Gusto gives it away, and that's way too poor. And Gusto's given up on it completely. And here comes Kadioglu into the penalty area. Still going himself. Cuts his hand, goes for goal. Big save by Rob Sanchez. Gets a strong left hand to it. Good challenge in from Minter. The defending from Chelsea again is just woeful.
Yeah, it's really, really poor defensively from Chelsea. It's a lack of trying to track back. Malo Gusto turns around, sees that ball gone, and decides to not even try. And then Kadioglu cuts in on his right foot, does well to get past Trevor Chalobah, and it's a good shot into that far corner. He's tried to place it and use his technique a little bit more, which allows Sanchez the time to get to ground and get a strong hand on the ball. But nonetheless, brilliant shot, brilliant save.
Yeah, really good save in the end from Rob Sanchez, who's had a very weird game, hasn't he? He's made 3 or 4 really good saves, but a couple of mistakes as well. Minter with the ball into the area, headed away only as far as Baleba, who finds Boshkagli. It's going to be with Kadioglu. Across to the left-hand side for Mitoma. He's going to drive with it up against Malo Gusto. Cuts onto his right foot, lays it off for Kadioglu, cuts inside, goes for goal again, and it's another save from Rob Sanchez. Tips it behind the post, and Kadioglu, on another day, the fullback could have had a hat-trick.
Yeah, he very well could have easily had a hat-trick. It's a brilliant shot from where he is. It's curling away from Robert Sanchez as well. Probably couldn't have been closer to the post without it actually striking the woodwork. Of course, Robert Sanchez getting across, making the save nonetheless. So it's gone behind for a Brighton corner, but Fede Kadioglu's clearly got his shooting boots on.
Yeah, he certainly does, as Pascal Gross has the ball in hand and ready to take this corner kick. Another in-swinging delivery readied by the Brighton midfielder. As we're just waiting for this to be whipped in now. All the players in there are waiting for this. The German does finally swing it in towards the back post. Good delivery. There's the head of Van Heck, but the Dutchman puts it wide in the end. But a good wicked delivery again.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball into the box, and again, it's Van Heck trying to attack it. It's a really good opportunity for Brighton to, again, get that 3rd goal, seal the fate of Chelsea in this game, and take the 3 points home. But nonetheless, didn't put it in the back of the net. Now Chelsea warming up some substitutions.
Yeah, they are. As we now see Gusto, his forward ball is terrible again. He's been awful, hasn't he? Malo Gusto, they're just playing through them. What football that is from Brighton. That's unbelievable. Hinshelwood towards the back post, headed away by Cucurella. And then Gusto with a woeful touch again to just give it away towards Gross. Now it's in the penalty area for Brighton once more. Hinshelwood turns away towards Kadioglu, and now Brighton can have sustained possession. You take Gusto off, you just have to, because he's making mistake after mistake. Pedro Neto's given up on that one. Ball whips into the back post, it's a poor one, and goes behind and out of play for a goal kick. Well, with that 68 minutes on the clock, we've reached the halfway stage of this second half. It is Brighton 2, Chelsea 0, and it will be Dale to take you through to full time.
Yeah, and Brighton at this stage seem to be cruising to 3 points, really. Still on 13 shots to Chelsea's 2, so Chelsea's had a shot in the first 90 seconds of the second half, and well, they've not had a shot since. Still yet to have one of those shots on target as well. So that's 68 minutes and 30 seconds and counting of Chelsea still yet to have a shot on target in this game. As Hato out towards the left-hand side. Cucurella back to the centre-half, or acting centre-half, as Delap on the 10 does well to get away from Bushgagli, but then Bushgagli does well to track back and win the race in the end. As Hato on the right-hand side plays it in towards Enzo Fernandez. Now with Caicedo, Hato, Lavia, and then Fernandez once more. Good pass and play from Chelsea. Malo Gusto on this right-hand side, up against Kaoru Mitoma. So a good 1-2 between Gusto and Enzo Fernandez. Gusto finds himself in the box, cuts it across the middle, and Garnacho couldn't get there. The sliding challenge coming in from Joey Veltman, and I have to say it's a crucial sliding challenge at that.
Yeah, it was. It was nice play. And Malo Gusto in acres of space. He's put it across the first goal. The movement from his teammates aren't great. To be fair to Malo Gusto, he kind of just puts it into the area where someone's got to be attacking it. The corner from Chelsea isn't a great one. It's headed back out and it's going to come back in.
Yes, Caicedo puts the ball into the box, but it's an easy claim for Verbruggen nonetheless. Caicedo, not a great delivery into the box. It wasn't a great one initially from Pedro Neto either. As Verbruggen plays a long ball over the top, looking for Rutter, headed back towards Mitoma. He's bearing down the centre now, edge of the penalty area, lays it off to Yankuba Minter. He cuts on his left foot, ball into the area, in towards the back post, headed away by Gusto. Shot comes in from Pascal Gross. Now bounced up into the air, back towards Kadioglu. He's clearly playing with some confidence as he chops it left towards Rutter. Kadioglu along the line finds Van Heck. Now with Veltman, and again switching play up the right hand side are Brighton, finding Minter on the ball. He's been doubled up by Garnacho and Cucurella. Chelsea want to get back into this game. They'll need to be winning possession back quickly, creating attacks and looking to get as quick as a goal as possible. Just under 20 minutes of the 90 remain, and Brighton playing composed and keeping as much of the ball as they can.
Yeah, they are. It just feels like it's just pretty Route 1 stuff for Brighton at the moment. It's all pretty easy as they're just knocking it round. Chelsea starting to press, but Brighton, they're that confident, this set of players in possession, that they're just playing through it. They're taking risks, making it look easy, and they look so poor at the moment. The Chelsea, something has to change. Something's got to get figured out for them, but from a Brighton point of view, their fans will be absolutely loving this.
Well, they certainly will, as they're back in possession again. Now on the left-hand side is Bushgagli, forced out of possession as the ball goes over the touchline. So it will be a throw-in, but not before the substitutions, and it will be another game in a row for Liam Delap to go goalless. That goes to 21 in all competitions, and coming on to replace him is Mark Gui. And there will be a second substitution for Chelsea, and it will be that of Isugo. He's going to come on in favour of Romeo Lavia. So that is Delap and Lavia off, Gui and Isugo on.
Yeah, two changes that just really do feel like it's just for sole purpose of just fitness, yeah, and changing something for the sake of changing something. Both very much like for likes. Romeo Lavia has so many injury problems that probably didn't want to play him for 90 minutes in case he was going to play at the weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised if Andre Santos starts against Leeds on Sunday. And then Matt Guiu, well, Liam Delap's been that poor, and if João Pedro isn't fit for Sunday, then maybe he would turn to Matt Guiu, so he'll be wanting to see what he can bring for the remainder of this.
He certainly would, as a long ball over the top looking for Mitoma, forced out by Hato though, and it will be another Brighton corner. No, it won't actually. Malo Gusto clearly knocking it off of Mitoma. However slight the touch, he's actually given the foul, has Craig Pawson, as it will be a goal kick like free kick for Robert Sanchez to take as he goes looking up the line. Doesn't see all too many options though as he forces everyone to go long. Mark Gui though, certainly not the physical tall striker that Liam Delap is, so won't be able to find him all the same in the air. but does have some great movement in and around the penalty area to find himself in decent spaces. Nonetheless, Jorginho Rutter's found himself on the left-hand side as he plays it in towards Matoma. And then back to Gross for Bruggen. Long ball over the top towards the right-hand side. Open space for Brighton to play it into as Minter finds Rutter. It's a poor touch though from the Frenchman as he gives away possession to Chelsea. Garnacho up on the left-hand side. Was he offside? Yes, he was. I think Garnacho knew that was the case before receiving the ball, because when he did, he had two arms out wide.
Just took way too long. I feel for Garnacho that he held his arms out straight away. Enzo Fernandez just holding on to it for so long. Yes, Garnacho could be a bit more patient, but he's got to play it earlier. Here's Enzo Fernandez. That's just poor and lazy, and it kind of just sums up their performance today.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't been a Chelsea highlight reel, as they've struggled to create too many opportunities and mistakes left, right and centre. Some have led to goals, some should have led to goals if not for Hinshelwood's poor effort on an open goal. As Jarell Hato wants to take the throw-in on the left-hand side as Chelsea move forward, but instead it will go the way of Mark Cucurella. I have to say they've certainly changed from the three at the back of Chelsea, but at times they're still trying to mix it into their game plan as Cucurella tries to move forward. I think more so it just means that Gusto hasn't been moving forward nearly as much, and of course I think that's for the better, as Chelsea haven't really been able to see the best of him in this game. Malo Gusto, as we speak his name, has to do his best to chase the ball down and decides to let it roll over the touchline. Plays it in towards Chalobah, but yeah, Jarell Hato very wide on that left-hand side, and Cucurella basically acting as a second winger as they move forward now, as Garnacho on the ball has that overlap of Cucurella. Still Garnacho takes a shot on, and it's bouncing. Didn't have enough power really for a shot from that distance, but was placed well enough to at least test the hands of Verbruggen, or at least test the mental of Verbruggen, as he did dive for it, but it was off target.
Yeah, used the Cucurella run as a decoy run, cut inside himself, played it a little, almost went for goal a little bit off bounds, didn't he? The Argentine never really opened himself up, just tries to pass it into that far bottom corner. I don't mind it, he's been direct, he's been far from the worst, that is for sure. In this Chelsea setup today, came on at half time. He's not done too bad. As we see, Yankuba Minter's night is over on a yellow card. No point risking him. He's going to make way for De Kuyper.
Yeah, Maxis De Kuyper to come onto the pitch, and I think that's a good substitution for Brighton. Really fresh legs, but also shoring up the team and making sure that they can see this game through. In towards the 77th minute, the Belgian comes on for Yankuba Minter. I think he'll be disappointed not to have a goal involvement in this game. Of course, that ball in towards Mitoma in the first minute was a prime opportunity for Brighton to open the score, and even earlier than they did. But it certainly has been a good performance from Minter.
Yeah, it has. He's been dangerous, as he always is. Yankuba Minter, and yeah, he can get his rest at the end of this one. You think this is job done, isn't it? Unless Chelsea to get a goal before maybe the 85th minute or so. It's been very straightforward for Brighton. Herzl will be delighted.
Certainly will be, as a long ball over the top looking for Garnacho on the left-hand side, but it's a poor touch from the Argentine, and it'll be a Brighton throw-in as our cameras on our screens pan to the Chelsea fans making their way to the exits. Now, obviously it is the Premier League and anyone can make a comeback at any time, but when your side's still in the 78th minute yet to make a shot on target, you can certainly understand the fans' unwillingness to believe that to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. Them leaving is an understandable situation, isn't it? It's been so poor in this game. The Brighton fans, I wouldn't say the Amex has been full today, has it? There's been empty seats on that far side for the whole game. Maybe with it being that, of course, Tuesday night game in the Premier League. But big game, of course. Brighton, with this result, are going to leapfrog Chelsea, Bournemouth and Brentford into 6th place. Could be a vital result for Brighton.
It certainly could. Currently, as it stands with the 2 goals, the 2 points clear of Chelsea, Brentford and Bournemouth. 3 points clear of Everton and 4 of Sunderland, so it is really tightly packed. Even Fulham only 5 points behind, with 4 games to go for Brighton. Obviously 5 for everyone else. Palace, the only team, as well as Manchester City, to not be on 33. So it is very tight in the middle of the park from 6th through 12th. Only 5 points splitting the 6 teams. There's Chelsea coming forward now on the right hand side. Pedro Neto, lovely reverse pass, finds a Sugo, tries to cut it back once more, but Jorginho Russo, who's quite deep inside of his own half, has done well to come away with possession. As Chelsea play it up the left hand side in towards Garnacho, and then to Enzo Fernandez as they try to keep possession to Rosinha's side. Bit of a slip on the ball there from Jarell Hatter, but keeps possession well. And then Pedro Neto balling towards the back post, headed away, falls out once more, and a shot comes in from Gray. It might have taken a deflection on its way. It was a really, really good connection on the ball there from Mark Gray. Did it take? Yeah, it took a very significant deflection there from Jean-Paul Van Heck. So it will be a Chelsea corner. A left-footed in-swinger from Pedro Neto. Makes its way in towards the near post, but Malo Gusto couldn't do much with it as it falls out towards Pedro Neto once more. Ball in towards the back post, but it's an easy claim for Bart Verbruggen as he bowls it out towards the right-hand side. Finds to Kuiper, and then once more to Van Heck. Gross, back to Van Heck. Along the back line, finds Kadioglu. Verbruggen is being pressed though by Gui. Does well to navigate it though. Does the Dutch goalkeeper as Brighton pass it round the centre of the park. Caicedo out towards Hato on this left hand side. Finds Fernandez. Cucurella tried to get on the end of the quick pass, but Brighton will get it away. Only as far as Chalobah on the halfway line. He hooks it over his head and finds Cucurella. Cucurella finds Gui. Is he offside? No flag up yet from the referee. Is Garnacho. He takes a shot and then takes a deflection off of the Chelsea 38. And I think the flag did eventually go up for offside against the Spanish substitute. There will be 2 substitutions for Brighton. It looks like Mitoma will make his way off of the pitch. I did see Danny Welbeck warming up as well. Surprised to see that he hasn't started. Of course, 12 goals in the Premier League this season. In such good form as of late. You would have certainly thought that he would have at least featured a little earlier in this one.
Yeah, I guess it's worked, though, hasn't it, from Fabian Hertzler? They've been very good. He obviously wanted more of a busy body up front like Jorginho Rutter, who's been spot on. So that decision from Hertzler, absolutely perfect in this game in that sense. And Danny Welbeck, just for the remaining 10 minutes or so, can just try to get a few touches. And then Ayari for Mitoma, that'll just show things up even more.
Yeah, it certainly will. Danny Welbeck, the former Arsenal man. And Ayari coming on just to see the game out for Fabian Hertzler's men. As the long ball up the left-hand side. Picked up well by De Kuiper. And then to Kadioglu. Back to Van Heck. And again with Bushgagli. Brighton comfortably moving the ball around. De Kuiper brings it down on the left-hand side. Forces Pedro Neto to make the challenge. And it's a good challenge from the Portuguese international. But it will go behind for a Brighton throw-in just on the left-hand side. The throw-in will be taken safely. And it's back towards Bushgagli. And then with Van Heck, Bushgagli again. There's a long ball over the top, intercepted by Malo Gusto. Looking for Enzo Fernandez, but the strength of Carlos Baleba is too much for the Argentine. As it goes back to Verbruggen. And again, it's just comfortable football from Brighton I have to say, Chelsea started the second half strong, but realistically, the mindset that came into the game wasn't going to be drawn out of them so easily. Brighton coming forward again on the left-hand side to Kuiper. His ball into the box is poorly dealt with by Mark Cucurella. And Ayari had the chance on the right-hand side to at least put his foot through it, but couldn't direct it goalwards as it goes behind for a goal kick. But yeah, I think for the first 5 or so minutes, Chelsea looked like they were going to turn things around, and it looked promising. But then, as soon as Brighton got that second goal, they've had nothing to say.
Yeah, they haven't really, Paul. Like you said, they started the second half pretty well, did Chelsea? I say well compared to the first half. They still weren't great, were they? But yeah, really poor. And the damning news coming out of Leicester City after their game, they are officially relegated to League One. A side who doesn't feel that long ago won the Premier League. We're in the Champions League, of course. They are now in League One due to their 2-2 draw to Hull City.
Yeah, it certainly isn't great news. A team that 10 years ago lifted the Premier League title now finds themselves in League One, as Brighton coming forward on the right hand side. And I think it's quite fitting, honestly, that the team that was challenging Leicester for that title in 2016 for most of the season, Tottenham Hotspur, might also see themselves facing relegation. Currently sat 2 points behind West Ham, so it's certainly not looking great for the teams of 10 years ago, as Brighton come forward again. Robert Sanchez, though, mopping up the loose pass, finds Cucurella, and then Danny Welbeck does well to win the ball back, but did so illegally, according to Craig Pawson. So it will be a free kick. Liam Rosenior certainly doesn't look all too happy as he returns to his seat, has a word with his coaching staff, and Brighton have the ball inside their own half. Out towards Biscagli. Back to Verbruggen. It'll be a long ball over the top from the goalkeeper. 5 shots now from Chelsea in the entire match. Still yet for there to be 1 on target, though, and twice the amount of touches in the opposition box, as Chelsea have 15. Brighton have 29. So clearly a display of dominance and just better football all around, I think, from Brighton. And now we see pictures of the away stand, and barren is the only word you can use.
Yeah, it's practically empty, isn't it? And their next thing, their big fear is getting embarrassed at Wembley against big rivals, Leeds United. Of course, a lot of history between those two sides. They've thrown up 2 very good games already this season. Of course, at Ellen Road, the first meeting, Leeds blew them out of the park to absolutely hammer them in that one. And then at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea were 2-0 up, absolutely cruising, threw it away and drew 2-2. So they'll have been wanting to go into this game at the weekend with confidence, won't they? And it's just not going to be the case at all. And Leeds will be going in with confidence, winning their last 3 games. So yeah, an exciting game to come up on Sunday, but that away end it's a telling story to what's going on at Chelsea.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, fans not happy in any way, shape or form with the performance from their team, and I think understandably so. In towards the 88th minute, still Brighton 2, Chelsea 0, and it's just been a really poor display from this Chelsea side, which already seems so defeated. But you'd think they'd have a bit of grit in their teeth to try and challenge for that Champions League spot that Liverpool seem to have pipped them for. And Brighton seem to have pipped them for the Europa one as of right now. As Malo Gusto plays it back towards Pedro Neto. And then once more for Enzo Fernandez. As Chelsea look to get a goal back. Of course, if they got a goal now, it certainly would make the closing minutes a little bit more entertaining, but we actually haven't had all too many stoppages in this game, and when you're resorting to shots from Moises Caicedo from a good 30 yards out, and even they're getting blocked and not making their way to the goal, it's certainly not a good sign.
No, it definitely isn't, is it? As we now see Kadioglu racing forwards Ball into the middle for Danny Welbeck, but yeah, it's game over in this game. It has been for a long time. As you go into the challenge, can't win it. 88.5 minutes on the clock. It remains 2-0.
It certainly does, and obviously this game going the way it is currently set itself up well for Brighton to go on and challenge for that Europa League spot. Chelsea sit well in the Conference League spot, but it also means that Brentford and Bournemouth, with their next games, have a good opportunity to leapfrog both teams, really, for that 6th and 7th spot. As Brentford, in their next game, they are away to Old Trafford against Manchester United, so that would be some task, but what a game to get those 3 points from, if they were going to really announce themselves as contenders for that spot. And of course, Bournemouth, they host Leeds tomorrow night at 8 p.m. to try and get those 3 points and see those themselves hop up into the 6th place spot. Everton, their next match is West Ham, away to West Ham. But even if they were to win that game, they would only go joint on points with Brighton, and the goal difference would be a difference of at least 6. So certainly not impossible for them to go into 6th place, but less than likely. But of course, still 4 games to go, 5 for the other sides, and well, it seems like it might go down to the final game of the season. All over the table, really, as a long ball over the top finds its way to De Kuyper, cut back across goal, and Danny Welbeck with the strike. Brighton have their 3rd. Danny Welbeck has another. He is in firing form as of late, and he's fired it into the back of the net.
Yeah, we were saying it was quite the surprise that Danny Welbeck may have not started with the form that he's been on this season. Well, they didn't need him to. They were brilliant before he came on, and he's come on for 10 minutes and he's got his goal anyway. What a life Danny Welbeck is living at the moment. He'll be hoping Thomas Tuchel's watching him every week as well. Can't stop scoring this, man. It's a great finish. It's a great ball over the top for De Kuyper, who puts it on a plate for Danny Welbeck, and like we said, a great finish into the roof of the net. The Chelsea owners watching on can't crack a smile. A damning look towards the away end in the end as well, but it's Route 1 stuff, and it is so poor from Chelsea. I mean, the ball, it was Verbruggen all the way across for De Kuyper. Nobody stopping that. Once again, it's Gusto just lazy. He's not bothered, is Malo Gusto. I mean, if he starts at the weekend, then what message does that send? The amount of times the ball's gone beyond him and he's just jogged, completely given up. He's been woeful, one of the worst individual performances I've seen all season. Seriously, that's how bad he's been. Completely gives up on it. He's now going to make way. Well, that's happened way too late. Rosini's completely lost his mind in this one. It's actually Ampong that's on for him, and a couple of changes coming up.
Yeah, a couple of changes for Chelsea, but I mean, at this stage with 2 minutes left on the clock, 3 goals down, it's just to get Achampong some minutes more than anything else, and maybe make a statement to Malo Gusto that it's not the first time you've given up, and it's not the first time you've been directly involved in Brighton scoring a goal. Of course, it was actually Malo Gusto's failed clearance for the first goal that led to Kadioglu's strike and initial first goal in this game. He's clearly not had a good game at all, has Malo Gusto. As we also see that Danny Welbeck is the top scoring English player in the Premier League this season. Just 1 goal ahead of Morgan Gibbs-White and 2 ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Leeds. So clearly some food for thought for Thomas Tuchel. As Chelsea playing it round the back, trying to get away and break away up this right-hand side. Of course, the only other thought for Thomas Tuchel is that Danny Welbeck is 35 years of age, so he certainly doesn't have that in his favour. But in the same sense, if you can do that at 35, well, I don't think it matters all too much. But of course, Tuchel would worry for fitness and a lot of games in such a short period, that would he be able to rely on him to fill in for Kane? Realistically, 2 strikers of in their later stages of their career Not necessarily what you would want in a cup competition. As Chelsea play it up the right-hand side. 30 seconds left on the clock. Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. As you said, failed to score in their last 5 Premier League games, and they're about to make it 6, it seems. There'll be 6 defeats in a row as well. As Chelsea just unable to really get going. Didn't even have a shot on target in this game. As Cucurella has been brought to ground, and he'll have some complaints for the referee at Ayadi. But realistically, as we've crossed over the 94th minute, there's not much that it's going to make a difference towards. Brighton Hove Albion seem to be getting it done at home. 3 goals and 3 points. And for the Chelsea fans who did stay, well, they got from bad to worse. They've essentially punished any good faith that they could have had. And you have to think, if they're thinking towards the weekend at Wembley, facing Leeds, they'll be anything but confident after this performance. Ball through the middle from Chelsea, easily picked up once more by Pascal Gross. Finds Baleba on the turn, plays it back once more to Bushgagli. Switched out towards this right-hand side. They've allowed Cucurella to pick the ball up, have Brighton, but his pass is a poor one as it filters through, all the way through to Bart Verbruggen, and the referee will blow his whistle for full time. Fabian Hersler shaking hands with Liam Racine after a job well done for his side. Kadioglu got the first on the 3rd minute after a failed clearance from Malo Gusto. Then Hinchelwood fired on the 56th minute, and it was capped off by Danny Welbeck on the 91st. That means at full time, it's Brighton Hove Albion 3, Chelsea 0.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap